Hey everyone, how's everybody doing this morning? Guys, it's 9:30 a.m. here, and I'm just trying to get up a little bit. I don't feel that well. I still got, I'm fighting this cold or whatever I have, and yesterday I went to work with my neighbor till 6 o'clock last night. From 6:30 at night to like 6 o'clock last night I got home. He owns his own concrete business, and we went all the way down the shore, and the contractor had to get these underneath carports poured. They're slabs underneath carports, and so we worked late and we were trying to get stuff done, and so anyway, long story short, I was pushing a wheelbarrow up an incline, and I slipped on this like sugar sand. And the way I went down, I twisted my ankle. So now, lo and behold, I got like, I don't know, I don't have the flu or anything. It's just a cold. So I got this cold I have, and now I have a slightly swollen ankle, but it hurts like a bear. Yeah, I don't know. Years ago, I broke both of my ankles on dirt bikes, so that's probably kicking in. You know what I mean? Anyway, lo and behold, I had something on my mind, and I thought that you would find this interesting. You know, GEC cutlery is not that old. Okay, GEC cutlery came out in 2006. 2006. But I'm going to try and get to my point here. Quite a few people in the past, recently, they've asked me, how in the world did you get all of these GEC knives? Now, I really don't think I have that many. I mean, yeah, I got a nice collection of GECs. I have 40 GEC knives in total. But I'm going to try and explain to you how I got most of them. The story goes as follows. In 2006, like I said, GEC came out. Now, a year later, I discovered GEC. It took me a year to discover these guys because I've got receipts. I'm going to show you a receipt that I have from this piece right here. This is in the acrylic Stay Glow configuration. This one here is getting very rare to find, just because the way it's set up. But this is the very awesome bullnose. This is the bullnose that GEC came out with. This was their twist on the side buster. This is exactly what this knife is. You can see clearly it's a side buster. You know, it's a side buster design. So moving along, GEC, like I said, they came out in 2006. Now in 2007, it took me a year, I guess, or whatever it took me, to catch on to GEC knives. Now, when I spotted these knives, GEC cutlery, not this particular knife, but when I got my mind around just GEC cutlery in general, I went nuts. It was the end all, be all for me. Now, I want to elaborate on something too. At that time as well, back then, the same time, the flipper craze was coming out. Now, you guys know what flippers are. Flipper knives, bearings in the pivots and all that. And people were going nuts when they discovered a flipper and bearings in a knife, how fast it shoots out, how quickly it goes back into the scales. People were going off their rockers when they came out with flipper knives. Now, excuse me, here's the situation. I'm going to try and explain this. Let's say 80%, right? Percent-wise, 80% of the people were going in this direction and chasing the modern knives and the modern flippers and the bearings and the whole giddy up, right? But in the other hand, the 20% of us, the other 20% of us, were going in this direction here with traditional knives, you know, GEC cutlery, right? So there was only a small percent of us, right, that was getting down with GEC cutlery. So we were going this way, right? The guys were going, mostly everybody, again, I got to elaborate, we're going in this direction for the modern knives, but just a very few of us, and I happen to be one of them, I went this way for these knives, right? I also questioned myself. I was like, man, am I doing the right thing? Like, am I like the only one that's buying these knives? Because nobody was buying them. Just a small, you know, like I said, just a small group of us. And I was like, man, I hope I'm making the right decision. I'm buying up all these knives and they're probably ain't going to be worth nothing. You know, I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure. But I stuck to my heart. My heart was in GEC cutlery and traditional knives, you know. But we're specifically talking about GEC cutlery. I found a very, just, I'm telling you, it was the end all be all. When I found these knives, it was it. That was it for me. Until today, I still, well, there's nothing that comes close to me as far as cutlery and me. If you ask me, what's your favorite company? Well, that's easy. It's just GEC, period. There's no thinking about that. You know, there's no thinking about that. As far as I'm concerned, these knives here are the very best knives you can buy if you're in the game today. GEC cutlery, to me, in my opinion, is the best knives that you can possibly buy, in the industry, in the game, in the knife game. But I want to show you something. I got to cover up my information. I think you guys are going to think that this is pretty cool. I got to try and cover up my information, guys, so bear with me. My wife will kill me. Here's my receipt for that sod buster there. I'm going to show you. There it is right there. The total was $54.95. Ladies and gentlemen, you're reading that right. That was I'll show you the knife again. There it is. Let's read it. Great Eastern Cutlery Bullnose Sod Buster Farm and Field Knife Bright Acrylic. $54.95. You see it there with me, right, guys? At the time, I bought like 80% of these off of collectorknives.net. You see it right up there, collectorknives.net. You see it? That's where I got most of them at, right? Back then. But you can see where's the year at now. I got to show you guys the year. The year I purchased this. Hold on. Let me find the year. Here, it's up here. Hold on a minute. There you go. Look at the date. 3/11/2017. 2017, guys, right? GECs, like I said, they're not that old of a company. They came out in 2016. So it took me a little while to discover these GEC knives. You see the date there, 2017. That's when I discovered them. It took me a full year to catch on and find out what they were. And from that point forward, it was over. Now, I might even have some knives from 2016 in the beginning. So don't quote me on that, and I think I do. But I'm just telling you, showing you an example on how early on I got involved in these GEC knives. $54 for this particular knife here. Right now, you can go online, and I've seen people pricing these at $600 just for these covers because they're acrylic, night bright. They glow. They got stay glow in them. They really, really glow. Hard. But for this configuration here, people are charging just mad money for these sod busters here. I missed a couple of them. I do believe. But I'm going to tell you how I have so many, because now again, when these came out for $54, well, you know what I did, right? I hit add to the cart to the whole entire row. So I think I have about 9 of these in every cover, different cover. I've got about 8 or 9, I think. 8, maybe. I think it's 8. But I bought every one of them. And that's what I was doing, not only with the sod buster here. I'm just giving you an example with this one. But I was buying them all. Anything that said GEC on it, I bought it. I was like a pig. It did not matter. It did not matter what it looked like, the pattern, anything. As long as it said GEC on that tang stamp, let me show you. Made in the USA. Well, there you go. As long as it said GEC, just like that, you see the tang, I would buy every one of them. Every one of them. I didn't care. I didn't even have to look at them. I didn't care what they looked like. I was like, all right, it's a GEC. I'm buying it. Boom. I'm buying it. I don't care what it looks. I don't care. I don't care if it's fixed blades. I don't care what it is. I'm buying it. I just thought that you would want to know how I got so many of them, because it's been asked before, how do you have that many of them? And these were all mostly purchased back then. You know what I mean? As of today, I'm trying to stay up with it. You know what I mean? I buy a couple here, I buy a couple there, when I could get them. But most of my purchasing was done years ago. You know what I mean? So when you look back at these knives and you're like, oh my God, he's got all those GECs. Well, these were all easily accessible back then. You could go online back then. See, nobody caught on to these, like I said, except for a few people. So you could go online to collectorknives.net, and they were all on there on the website, just a row of them. Just a row, every one of them. You could have bought every color. They had every color. They had black. They had natural micarta. I got every one of these. Every one of these. I wanted the Muslim micarta one. That's the one I'm still trying to find. It's called Muslim micarta. But anyway, that's another story. But that's how it happened. Like I said, until today, a lot of people are, now it's gotten better with traditional knives. More people have gotten into traditionals now. But before, nobody, you could wrap this knife in $100 bill and place it down. And I'll bet you back then nobody would even look at it. With $100 bill wrapped around this. Nobody wanted this knife with action like this. You know what I mean? They wanted those knives where you hit the flipper and it just drops down and all that other good stuff. You know what I mean? But me, on the other hand, you know, I bought a few of them. I got plenty of them in there. You know what I mean? But my heart, my heart was always in traditional knives. You know, that's where my heart lied, and I followed my heart. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it, guys. 2007. And I'll bet you if I go in my drawer and look at my receipts, I've got probably quite a few from 2006 when they came out, GEC. Great Eastern Cutlery. But I just thought that you might find that interesting. You know, this is like getting to be a long video, so we're gonna cut it there. But that's how I got most of my GECs, man. That's how I acquired most of them. Yep. Amongst all the other knives, you know, 2000. I'm just giving you the date when I bought this one here. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it might be earlier than that. But 54 bucks you could get this knife for. Could you imagine that? Can you imagine? Can you imagine what I was saying? And I was thinking to myself, why in the world is nobody buying these knives? It felt like I was the only one that was buying them. I was questioning myself. I was like, man, these knives, I don't know what's going to happen, but man, I'm gambling for it. I don't know if they were going to be worth anything. I just didn't know. But I did know, what I did know was that I loved them. That was what I did know. I loved GEC knives, and I followed my heart. I literally followed my heart. All right, you guys, be good, man. Be well. Be safe. I'm going to go lay down for a little bit. Maybe put an ice pack on my ankle. Who knows, man? Who knows? I feel bad for my neighbor. I skipped out on him. But he knew I wasn't going to make it today. And he's got other people he could pull in. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you soon. Let me know what you think. Drop me a comment. And if all possible, little thumb it up if you can, right? Thumb it up if you can. Oh, goodness. All right, guys, be well.